Most companies today use what I call the Disney approach. They hire for attitude and they train for aptitude. Okay? Because when Disney has an opening for a monorail driver, guess what? There are no monorail drivers in town. when they have a ride operator for the Dumbo ride, there probably aren't people with prior experience operating Dumbo rides. So they hire generic profiles of successful people who, when you go to Disney to interview, there's a process. They never deviate from that process. You're interviewed by multiple people on multiple topics, not even related to the job you're interested in. Why? It's because they want to see how genuine you are and do you own your experience. It's back to basics. It's back to basics. Questions? You had a comment?
Yeah, I just want to comment. Part of it is too getting to know yourself and what your expertise is and what your interests are. Because on LinkedIn, let's say you're shy, you don't want to be sending emails to people. There are groups that you can join. You can join, if you're an insurance salesperson, insurance sales professionals. And in that group, you're passive. They may send out you can say, okay, send me an update, a daily update or a weekly update. What's the topic everybody's talking about? And then if you choose, you can interact. Now, the other thing about joining these groups, recruiters, I go out every week and I post jobs for free to those groups. I'm in an actuary group. I'm not an actuary, but I'm looking for them. Insurance sales professionals, Java programmers, web spirit people. And I go and I put, there's 32 jobs a day posted for the Java people I'm looking at. And if they want a job, they're going to go look,
Right.
and same for you. Whatever your interest is, join those groups on LinkedIn. And so if you're not comfortable emailing people, and the other thing, your profile, you can put this much information on your profile for the world to see, or you can just put a little bit. Because I got uncomfortable. People were looking at my background saying, hey, did you like this college when you went there? And I'm like, I have too much information out there.
Right.
So
right.
you can narrow it so you've got some privacy. So.
And with this, I mean, I didn't even know this LinkedIn even existed. I mean, it's...
You need to be on LinkedIn, and you need to find a free webinar. They're out there. A webinar. It's like a seminar, but it's an online seminar called a webinar. The train has left the station. You need to be on LinkedIn. You need to start building your brand. That is beyond the scope of today's meeting. We'll probably need to do a workshop on branding. It all ties together in joining groups, getting your name out there. I'm branding Palmcoast Data today. Every time I go to one of these events, I'm branding. I was shocked to Google myself last month, and I was frightened. I mean, my picture came up all over the place from parties where I worked. I mean, the more you're out there, the more you're going to become an expert. So, basically, let's plan on a brighter future. 2009 was rough. On a personal note, even though I didn't have a particularly stellar business year, I had one of the best personal growth years in my life, because the downturn allowed me to focus on things that I hadn't been able to focus on in 20 years. So I had a fabulous 2009, not financially, but psychologically, emotionally, and personally, and there's no dollar value on that.
This gentleman had a question, Greg.
Sir?
Should I be worried about my current employer finding out that I'm searching for another job?
No, the employers don't go gaga over that anymore. If you're good, you should be looking for another job, and if you're good, they should be finding ways to keep you engaged and to retain you. I've not seen any literature on employers using LinkedIn to ferret out, unhappy campers.
Let's go back to
They're going to go to Facebook first, though. I'll tell you that.
One example that you had about, if you've got an opportunity and you're going to get a resignation. In fact, it's happened a number of times. I mean, in a sales business, right? I got guys that get offers all the time. The way to do it, if this is a problem you have, is you come in and say, Brad, this guy, I got approached. There's a lot of money on the table. I don't want to leave, but help me here. I got this thing. What would you do? And there have been times where I've said, bye, take the offer. I was over Channel 12, had a lady who had triplets, and she was offered 2.5 times what she was making with us to actually go to cable. I'm like, let's pack. I mean, what am I gonna do? I can't compete with going from 70,000 to 210. Sorry, I can help you a little. And I said, Julie, I'd love to keep you. And I can go to here, here's what we can do. If you wanna stay and you got your benefits, and you got your 401k and all that, fantastic. But literally, if it's that much better an offer, let me help you with that. Let me help you. I'll call them so you made a great choice.
Right, you don't know
As
that she
opposed to her
would be
being
able
going,
to
I'm gonna resign
contact
because
you.
you're not paying me enough.
Right.
Now we got a whole different ballgame. Now we do
Exactly.
have the, well, I'll keep you and look for the next person.
And it's your approach. See,
Discussion.
everything in life goes back to your approach and how you conduct yourself.
Well, mine was, you know, I did want to stay, but unfortunately 2008 was even worse than 2009 in all jobs, and there was nothing. I tried transferred, you know, like you said, I did all those steps, transferred, not even promotion, because I wanted to get back to Jacksonville, because my parents, you know.
Right, you had a
older.
compelling reason to come
Right,
back.
Right, so I said, you know what, I'm just gonna do it, and I left and came home, and you know, like you said, it's been my best year too, because I've been gone for 14 years, so it's, you know, I guess what I've learned today, it's all in how, the attitude, how you take everything that has been thrown at you, because like you said, you know, I could have been moaning and groaning that I have no money, but I got a house over my head, I got a family that loves me, you know, I'm making ends meet, and there could be worse scenarios. I mean, I'm sure other people are worse than me. I mean, thank God I don't have children, so that's not
Right,
another
well,
thing
here's
I
the
can't go back and take
disadvantage,
care of.
here's the major disadvantage of crying woe is me in an interview situation, or allowing oneself to be down in the dumps during the job search. Everybody's in that situation. So once again, you're not differentiating yourself from the other 31 unhappy, unemployed people.
Right.
I hate to keep saying it, but it goes back.